Once upon a time, in a village on the outskirts of town, there lived two brothers who owned a large field. Their crops were the envy of everyone in the region, but it was also the source of contention between them. For many years, they argued about who should own the field. Eventually, their disagreement became so great that they stopped speaking altogether. After a while, one of the brothers decided to hire a carpenter to build him a wall around his portion of the field. He told the carpenter to build the wall in such a way that it would also serve as a barrier to block off his brother's part of the field. The carpenter agreed and got to work. Every day he would cut down trees and lay stones until one day he finished the wall. As soon as the wall was completed, the first brother went out into the field to inspect his new property line. He wanted to make sure that the carpenter had built the wall as he had requested. But when he saw what the carpenter had made, he couldn't believe his eyes. Instead of building a wall, the carpenter had actually built him a bridge. The brother was furious. He marched back to the carpenter's workshop, ready to confront him. But when he got there, he found that the carpenter wasn't there. Instead, there was a note on the table that read, "I am gone, but my work remains. Go to the other side of the bridge and you will find me there." Curious, the brother decided to follow the carpenter's instructions. He walked to the other side of the bridge, and there he saw a man chopping wood. It was the carpenter. The brother was stunned. He didn't know what to say. He had come to confront the carpenter, but now he wasn't sure what to do. The carpenter, however, didn't seem to mind. He continued chopping wood as if nothing had happened. After a while, the brother broke the silence. He asked the carpenter why he had built him a bridge instead of a wall. The carpenter looked up from his work and replied, "Because I build bridges, not walls." Then he went back to chopping wood. The brother was confused. He didn't understand what the carpenter meant, so he asked him to explain. The carpenter put down his axe and started to speak. "You hired me to build you a wall," he said. "But why did you want to build a wall in the first place? You wanted to separate yourself from your brother and keep him away from your property. But why? What did he do to you?" The brother was silent. He didn't know how to answer. The truth was that he and his brother had been fighting for many years, and it had gotten so bad that they had stopped speaking to each other altogether. But he had never thought of it in those terms before. He had never thought about how his actions would affect his brother or how it would make him feel. The carpenter continued, "When you came to me, I could see that you were hurting. You were carrying a heavy burden of anger and resentment towards your brother, but I couldn't help you with that. That was something that you would have to deal with on your own. So I built you this bridge in the hopes that it would help you to see the situation from a different angle." The brother looked at the bridge and tears welled up in his eyes. He realized that the carpenter was right. He had been carrying around a lot of anger and resentment towards his brother, and it had been eating away at him for years. He had allowed his feelings of anger to control him, and it had almost destroyed him. As he stood there contemplating his life, the carpenter approached him and placed a hand on his shoulder. "You need to let go of your anger," he said. "You need to forgive your brother and ask him for forgiveness. Only then can you truly be free." The brother knew that the carpenter was right. He had been holding on to his anger for too long, and it was time to let go. He took a deep breath and thanked the carpenter for his help. He realized that the carpenter had not only built him a bridge, he had also given him an opportunity to heal. Then the brother did something that he had never done before. He crossed the bridge and went to his brother's side. His brother was surprised to see him and asked him what he was doing there. The brother didn't know what to say. He had never spoken to his brother in so many years, but he had to say something. So he took another deep breath and started to speak. "I'm sorry," he said. "I'm sorry for everything I've done to you. I'm sorry for the way I've treated you. I'm sorry for the pain I've caused you. I don't know what came over me, but I just want you to know that I'm sorry." His brother was taken aback by his apology. He had never thought that his brother would apologize to him, let alone admit that he had done anything wrong. He was shocked. He didn't know what to say. He had been carrying around a lot of hurt and resentment towards his brother for many years, and it had been eating away at him. But now his brother was apologizing to him, and it brought him a sense of closure that he had been longing for. They hugged each other tightly and cried. They cried for the years of lost time. They cried for the pain they had caused each other. They cried for the hurt and resentment they had harbored, and as they cried, they felt a weight being lifted off their shoulders. They felt the burden of their past being washed away. The carpenter watched them from afar and smiled. He knew that his bridge had brought the brothers back together, and he was happy for them. When they were done crying, they decided to meet again on the other side of the bridge. They talked for hours that day, catching up on all the years they had lost. They discussed their plans for the future and how they were going to move forward. They also agreed to work together on the farm, combining their resources and labor to make it even more successful than it had been before. The brothers knew that they had made a mistake by letting their argument get in the way of their relationship, but they were grateful that they had realized their mistake and taken the necessary steps to correct it. They knew that they would never let anything come between them again. As the sun began to set, the brothers said goodbye to each other and went home. They were both exhausted, but they were also filled with a sense of hope and optimism for the future. As they lay in bed that night, they couldn't help but smile. They had been through a lot, but they had made it to the other side. They had rebuilt their relationship, and they were stronger than ever before. The next morning, the brothers met back at the bridge. They were both eager to start their new life together. They shook hands and agreed to work hard to make their dream a reality. The carpenter watched them from afar and smiled. He knew that the bridge had brought the brothers back together, and he was happy for them. From that day forward, the brothers worked together to make their farm the most successful in the region. They were known for their hard work, dedication, and commitment to excellence. But more importantly, they were known for their love and respect for each other. Whenever someone asked them how they had been able to achieve so much, they would always credit their ability to forgive and forget. They knew that it was the key to their success, and they shared their story with anyone who would listen. And so the tale of the broken bridge became a legend, passed down from generation to generation, teaching people the importance of forgiveness and love. The moral of the story is that when we choose to forgive and forget, we open ourselves up to a world of possibilities. We allow ourselves to move forward and create a better future for ourselves and those around us. By letting go of our anger and resentment, we can rebuild our relationships and create new ones. We can become more successful and happier. People, forgiveness, and love are the most powerful forces for change in the world. And when we choose to embrace them, we can create a better life for ourselves and those around us.